Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Marvel's Zabu? How do you pronounce it? Build-A-Figure Wave KA-ZAR, or KA-ZAR, or KA-ZAR? I'm joking. I think it's KA-ZAR. KA-ZAR? How do you guys pronounce that name? I don't know. Anyway, this is the naked jungle man of Marvel, and he's got some new parts, he's got some old parts. I think some people like it, some people hate it. We're going to talk about all of it, so you have all the information you need to decide if you want to buy it. So, let's go ahead and get this guy off the stand so we can take a closer look. Now, before we talk about the figure, I do want to show you my package. It is a standard Marvel Legends package. Not much to talk about. There's a little artwork there. He has no lips. He has no lips in that artwork. That's kind of interesting. I get what they're going for, but also he kind of looks like he has no lips. Alright, standard packaging, nothing special. Not too shabby though, like there's nothing ugly about it, so that's okay. Alright, let's set it aside and talk about this guy. Firstly, he stands roughly 16.5 centimeters. That's going to make him just about 6.5 inches. And he is in stock at Big Bad Toy Store as of the time of this filming. There's a link in the description below if you want to get one for yourself. Let's do a quick question of the day. Do you like this character? And do you like this figure? And then you can edit that and let me know if it changed in either way by the end of this review. I've always kind of liked this character, and I'm not sure how I feel about the figure. I think, well, we'll get into it, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to review it. So, let's talk about the aesthetic on this guy. It is mostly Vulcan, which is okay. As we know, the Vulcan body is a nice upgrade, but not anywhere near nice enough. And so that is kind of the problem with this figure. The new parts on him, I think, are really good. They have a new chest on him. I don't think they've used this chest before. Maybe they did. But it's got the nipples, which are not painted. I don't think they're... I've heard that they're not allowed to paint nipples on action figures that go in stores. I don't know if that's true at all. That might be totally made up. But anyway, it's a new sculpt. And I like the sculpt. It's a little... He's a little sinewy, I would say. And I don't know that he's usually drawn like that, but it's still a pretty good sculpt. I like it. It works well enough with these arms, which I'm almost positive are just the Vulcan arms, especially since we have these forearm stripes, which is just like, that kind of stuff bothers me so much. The fact that they made the arms this way, that they have to keep that separation. Like, you guys, and I don't care if you like pins or not, but the whole I care about pins but nothing else argument is so weird to me. This right here should be enough to put you off on any figure that doesn't need to have gloves. I hate that. I don't care about pins. Pins are a necessity in some way. Like, even this has pins, you just can't see them. Of articulation. This is not. This is cheapness. You give me big old pins, I don't care. Compared to this, I hate this kind of thing. Let me know what you think. Anyway, Vulcan body. So we do have his legs. And his legs are not particularly good legs. If you look at them, they're fairly tubular. They're not really shaped like superhero legs at all. Especially as you go up, since they're actually thicker down here than at the top, and that's not how muscular legs are. Even though you have the heads of the muscles down here, your thighs are way thicker towards the groin than they are at the knee. And his knees are big, fat, chunky knees. He's kind of got a cankle thing going on with his entire leg. So, the legs don't fit the upper body very well. He also has quite long arms, and he looks a little gangly, a little lanky. Not in love with it. The fur parts look nice. The paint job couldn't be less purposeful, really. Like, it's there, but it doesn't look that great. And the rest of the figure, it's very plain. I think they maybe tried to do a wash, because if you look at the recesses on his chest, it's a little bit shinier than the rest of the plastic. Or down here, you can see it very clearly down here in the abs. But I don't see any color, so I don't know what happened. I'm guessing it's just their molds, and that they didn't do a wash. So, aside from that, we have two more things to talk about. One, the hands are a different color than the rest of the body. They're pink. That's weird. I hope it's showing up on camera. But they are a different color than every other part of his body. Even the accessory hands. They're very pink compared to the rest of him. So that's very ugly. And then we have the head. I'm very, very curious to know what you guys think about the head on this figure. Is it good? I mean, it's not bad. It's a little bit too realistic for me, I think, with the paint job. I don't like the face. To me, it looks like somebody who's had a bunch of plastic surgery. There's something really weird about the face. The hair is okay. I like that they put some color in it, but the color is very splotchy. I don't love the sculpt of the hair at the part. I'll show you that in a second. The way it doesn't actually dip down to his head properly. It looks like he's got a rug sitting on his head. And I don't mean rug as in toupee, though kind of. Yeah, I don't know. The hair and face and everything, it's just not working for me. Looks weird. And I think it throws off the rest of the figure for me too. So aesthetically, it's okay. It's not impressive. I like the new body. That's decent. And I'm guessing the paint is making the face look bad, but he's just kind of gaunt and weird looking in the face. I don't know. I'm not loving the way this looks. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to give it a 7. It's fine for Marvel Legends. Doesn't stand out really in either way. So, whatever. Alright, for accessories, he has the 2 open hands that come on him in the package. Then you do get 2 fist hands and 2 gripping / trigger finger hands, which I'll take it. It's weird that they're trigger finger hands, but they can be used for gripping hands, so that's okay. They do have vertical hinges, so that's awesome. And then you do get his Bowie knife. I guess it's a Bowie knife. And then you get his spear. Those are done well enough. They look kind of like kids' toys, but most Marvel Legends do. And anybody that says Marvel Legends are kids' toys, they don't get it. These toys are made for adults. Kids don't know who any of these characters are. Kids don't buy toys anymore, especially at this price point with Build-A-Figure parts and things like that. These are adult-made toys made for adults, which are to be also somewhat accessible to kids. That's why they have the 4+ rule or whatever, 3+ rule on them. That doesn't dictate who the audience is, just the minimum audience. Anyway, accessories, not impressive, but fine, 7 out of 10. Let's talk about the articulation. Shouldn't be a really new thing since it's mostly Vulcan, but let's see. For the head on this new body, what do we have? We have the hinge. Damn it. He can look all the way down if he needs to crush his chin into his clavicle. Can he look up? Not really, because the hair's there. So you know what? Most of the people who argue for this joint argue that you can make the figures look up better. Okay, maybe. Sometimes that's probably true, so fine. If your character's not going to be able to do that anyway, give us the double ball peg so that we can lean his head, because right now, he's got no lean, and he can't look up, so all he can do is rotate. So it's very limited compared to what it could be with this very dated articulation. For the butterfly joint, my hands are still all beat up from all the work I'm doing on the house, so pardon that, guys. My skin's dry, I don't lotion, whatever. For the shoulders, we have a butterfly joint that doesn't go back far enough. Yeah, there's probably a pin in there that you can cut to make it go farther. It still works a little bit, so it's not the worst thing in the world, and it's not particularly ugly on this guy. With this new torso, even by making his chest small, the way they did it, it doesn't look too bad, because he's supposed to be fairly thin and trim and lean. It works okay, and we do have a bit of a V-taper, so I don't mind it. It should work better, and most butterfly joints, even the best ones, don't work that well. This one's okay, but as you can see, unless you're going to raise the arm up to the corner like that, and even then, it still doesn't give you that much range. And that's not an internal thing, that's just he has pecs in the way that are made out of plastic. So it's not a great thing, but it's not a terrible thing on this guy. It's fine. Alright, so for your shoulders, full rotation there. You get your hinge better than horizontal, that's fine. These Vulcan biceps, the transition there is still really ugly. And actually, I put almost no effort into that. You shouldn't be able to do that. What the heck, man? It's because he's got little tiny pegs, because he has little tiny biceps. Lame. Alright, anyway. Double jointed elbow, decent range, we've seen this all before, nothing special. By the way Hasbro is so lazy that they just use a boolean to cut these joints out, that's gotta be what it is. Because why do the joints all look like they're made out of Legos? Like, what is going on here? You see that? I'm almost positive at this point they're using the same cutter on like every elbow, on every figure. Whatever. If you do digital design, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, then just forget it. Wrists have a swivel and a hinge. Ab crunch on this guy is probably the best that they've ever done for having a giant gap. It's got quite a gap, and it's all shiny and weird. And this shouldn't be a lubricated figure, so that is just the plastic. Yep, that's just the plastic being weird and shiny. Horrible. Can't lean him back. That looks really, really bad. Going forward, it's okay, but also a giant gap. Not good. Not especially good range, and it doesn't look good. Waist twist is a waist twist. The loincloth kind of fights him. It is a loose piece, but it's fairly sturdy. Hips go out to the side, pretty far. Not all the way. Gosh, I think I could pull his legs off. What the heck, Hasbro? What are they doing? Oh man, is that broken? Or did they make it that way on purpose? It almost looks like there's a cavity here on purpose on this side, but that part in the middle almost looks like it tore. Whatever. These figures are so not good. I shouldn't be able to disassemble your figures by hand that easily without any heat or anything. Now it's not going to go back in, of course. Alright, well anyway, the hips go out to the side pretty far. That's definitely far enough. That's okay. Going forward, the loincloth gets in the way. You can rotate it some. It's enough. It's not great. It's not all the way forward, but it's okay. And then going back, not really at all. Thigh swivel is fine. Does have a little thing to hold his knife back there. I don't think I mentioned that before. So thigh swivel is fine. Double jointed knees, they work just fine. Proportioning's good on this one, so that's good. And as I was moving his leg, his calf almost came apart too. What is happening at Hasbro? Their figures just fall apart. Alright, so you do get a boot swivel. Ankles go pretty far back, that's good. Pretty far forward, that's good, I like that. Is there a good ankle rocker? It's decent. So yeah, not bad. His articulation's pretty solid. It's nothing special, but it will do. For Marvel Legends, I'll say he might get like a 7.5 instead of just a 7. Why is it so hard to get it back on when it was so easy to take it off? It should just pop right on. Weird. Alright. That's annoying, because if you do pop it off, you're going to need to heat it to get it back on. So yeah, 7.5 for articulation, probably better than average. Final verdict on this guy. For Marvel Legends, it's fine. It's decent. I'll give it a 7.5. There's a lot that's not great about it, but for Marvel Legends standards, it's better than a lot of the figures they release. Still not impressive in any way to anybody other than a Marvel Legends collector or a small child. So, that's what I have to say about this guy. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But that's it for me. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and I do have thousands of videos already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.